communicate.
Alright, thank you so much. You can please sit down. Please welcome our first candidate, Ashley Rabino.
Hi FOSTA family, my name is Ashley Rabino. I'm a rising sophomore majoring in computer science, and I'm here to run as one of your graphic designers. Before I start, I'd like to thank all of you for coming out tonight. I really appreciate every single one of you for being here, especially with how late it's getting. Admittedly, I've always been a super shy and introverted person. Putting myself out there and making new friends is something that I've always struggled with. I already knew about FOSTA because a couple of people from my area were involved, and I'd see them post about it on their Instagrams, but nonetheless, coming into UMBC, I was reluctant to join. I was really anxious that history would repeat itself and I wouldn't be successful in making new friendships. However, after Ina texted me the graphics for the Involvement Fest as well as the first fall GPM, I decided to give it a shot. With full certainty, I can say that history, in fact, did not repeat itself. FOSTA has created an environment for me where I feel comfortable, included, and loved. Being in FOSTA allowed me to meet and become friends with a lot of amazing new people. Shout out to the Pookies. I feel like I've genuinely grown as a person. I've stepped so far out of my comfort zone, and I've done things I wouldn't have thought of doing, like joining D6 basketball as someone who usually avoids sports at all costs. But the biggest jump that FOSTA has allowed me to feel confident in taking is being here today running as one of your e-board candidates. I believe I'm qualified for the position of graphic designer as I've always had a love for art and creating media in general. I've learned various art mediums. One I enjoy in particular is digital art. Here are some of my drawings I've done in my spare time. I also really love web design. It's kind of a video of a website I helped design during my time in an online summer coding camp. I think that the creative skills that come with knowing these visual art mediums are a great asset to have when it comes to making unique and compelling graphics for our page. I also have experience using things like Canva and various mobile design tools like Procreate and Pixar. I also had the chance to intern under current graphic designers Bella and Rose, as well as Gabby as a secretary intern. My experience as an intern allowed me to learn the ins and outs of being on eBoard. As a graphic designer intern specifically, I was able to help work on the Mendy Night graphics as well as the intern GBM slides. I am very grateful to have been given these opportunities, and I feel that I've learned a lot from being an intern. I believe that I'm a reliable and punctual person. I understand the importance of getting quality graphics out in time, so I'll work to make sure there's little to no delay when it comes to making graphics. As your graphic designer, I will communicate thoroughly with not only my fellow eBoard members, but general body as well, because you all contribute into making FOSTA, and your input matters. As one of your graphic designers, I'd work closely with the rest of the social media committee to create quality social media posts that bring attention to FOSTA and encompass our core pillars. One of these pillars I'd love to emphasize more on is education. I've always been at a crossroad between my identity as a Filipino versus an American, so I understand the struggle of wishing I knew what's happening in my home country in a more accessible way, considering I'm not fluent in Filipino at all, and I don't have the luxury of a TFC subscription. So I think it would be great to bring more informational graphics about Filipino culture to our Instagram page, whether it's posts about important Filipino historical moments or monthly recaps on current events happening in the Philippines. With all this being said, I'd like to thank all of you for taking the time to listen to me. I appreciate you all so much, and I hope you consider me as one of your graphic designers. Thank you.
Thank you, AJ.